place where the magic happens. Conversations flow and the laughter snapping. Here at Netters Network, where the stories come alive. Every episode's a journey, every guest a drive. Netters Network, tune in for the show, where the headlines meet the heart, and we all get to know. From the highs to the lows, we've got it all in tow. Netters Network, where the world's on the go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Thing. Tonight's just me and Troy hanging out, but we're going to talk a little bit more about the changes he's made to his channel because we really want to get that out there. But before we get started, let me introduce to you my co-host, the love of my life, that guy at the end of the bar, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
Salute. Well, I'm drinking something brown. Thursday drink. How about you? What you sipping on?
I'm finishing off a signature select. I think that's Jewel brand. Seltzer water cherry. So that means I'll be getting. Actually, I'm going to get out my next one now.
Fair enough. Speaking of cherries, I just had a right handful of fresh cherries. That was probably a little more than I should have had. Having a little bellyache right now. It happens.
Well, let me know if you need magic soda.
Will do.
For those of you who don't know what magic soda is, we've talked about it before on Troy's stream.
Talked about it last Friday on Liquid Lunch.
Exactly. It's ginger beer. It's non-alcoholic. It's basically...
Depending on what you mix it with.
It's basically a ginger soda, but it's really good for taking care of upset stomachs and all that. So we call it magic soda because it instantly makes them feel better. It
really is a natural remedy, something to keep in the house. I highly recommend it. And Big Al sent me a link to like a list of different ginger beers, like a ranking of them or whatever. None of which I had ever heard of before. Thank you for that, Big Al.
Cool. Give me 1 sec to say hello to somebody in my chat. There.
I do see people going back and forth between the chats because I see the first name is Tim, FKHC 2005, whom we know as Tim. And he comes up with Hail twice, which means he's on your channel as well as my channel, which is really sweet of you, Tim. Thank you so much.
And there's that Netters chick saying hello to that Troy guy,
Well, she is cute.
And then Lady Miss with her pretty hearts and flowers for me.
She's a sweetie,
Welcome.
Too. Oh, thank you so much, Lady Mist.
Scrolling. Big Al present.
Yep. So he reviewed The Life of Chuck. I've heard good things about it. I'll be interested to see what Big Al has to say about it.
Yeah. Mark Malnikoff. Kapla.
Kavan. Thank you so much for being here, Mark. You are good people. You are good Klingon.
Yep. Try not to let my chat scroll too fast. Curtis Selby saying hello to everybody.
Salute.
Got that one.
I'm going to move myself up a little bit so that I'm not being...
slammed in the face with comments?
Yeah, exactly.
There's that Troy guy saying hello to that Netter girl.
Yep.
Those two need to get a room.
Definitely. Well, we've got a house full of rooms.
Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank.
Good to see you,
buddy. I'm sorry, Skeptic Tank Obsessions.
Lester's Skeptic Tank Obsessions. Fair enough.
Yes. Tuning and working, correct but unable to walk, and adulting.
There you go. And I think that catches us up.
Okay. Yeah, you do look better when you're further up.
Yep.
Instead of having the chat in the middle of your face.
Yep. fact, maybe I should move myself over to where the chairs are at. So there we go. There.
Hey, how come your circle's so much bigger than mine?
I'm not sure that it is, but I could do that, or I can make you bigger.
And of course, we have Nothing to See Here citizens stopping in. That is Curtis Selby's other channel. Make sure that you go over there and drop a sub, show the love.
And by all means,
now I'm huge. I don't want to be huge.
Okay.
Switch it back.
Okay. And by all means, do the same for everyone there. Make sure you follow Big Al. You follow Skeptic Tank. You follow everybody because I think we've got a great community here that deserves to be supported, including Jesse Guajardo there. Good to see you, my friend.
And for those of you who are keeping track in the on my channel at least, you got the first, second, third place little crown things. I'm still not quite certain how that works because on most of the streams I'm on, I can comment a ton and not move up. But then there was one I was on the day before yesterday, and suddenly I shot up to 150, 175.
And I'm not seeing them on my channel.
Yeah. So on mine, Lady Mist is number 1, Tired Midnight Blogger is number 2, and Nothing to See Here Citizen is number 3.
I'm still dubious about the YouTube.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse Guajardo is number 3.
The YouTube scoring system. I'm not sure it's quite working.
Yeah,
right
it doesn't say. If it said something like to move up in the ranks, if you did do 10 chats in order to move up the ranks or whatever, or get more points or something.
Yeah,
it would give us an idea. It just says it's totaled during the stream. It's like that doesn't tell us anything. Totaled how?
Yeah.
So anyway, so as we had discussed last time on Thursday Things, Troy has expanded his channel. He is now doing this full time, literally every day.
Yeah. Even if it's just being a sidekick to Aged Boomer on Geeky Geezers on Sunday, that literally means that I'm doing at least one stream every day.
Yeah, and you simulcast on most streams, so...
Yep, you'll find me, and I'm going to start being a little bit more regular about this, too. Right now, the description below, at least on my channel, actually, I think it might be on yours as well, lists my YouTube channel, my Rumble channel, and my X channel. I'm not sure it constitutes a channel, but how to find me on all of those platforms. And I'd certainly appreciate you following me there because honestly, the longer I do this, the more uncertain I feel about, this red play button channel. So
Troy Pacelli, professional.
Well, I don't know about that, but I try to be. I'm getting there, I hope. I'd like to think. At least I'll fake it until I make it, right?
And I also want to say hello to Booger414.
Good to see you, buddy.
I want to make sure I don't. Mark says, Troy streams all day, every day. Like and subscribe and become a member.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He has a special member stream on Monday. It's just for the members, so it's...
I've been very haphazard about getting the members poll up to choose what movie we watch on Mondays. I will try to remember to make sure that I get it up tonight after this stream. But I'm thinking that
we're just going to take a dart and throw it somewhere behind me and see what sticks.
No, I've got a couple in mind. I think it's about time that I start getting in shape a little bit, and I need a little bit of motivation. So I think I need some movies with like workout montages. So I'm thinking of Rocky, Vision Quest, and I don't know, I'll come up with a third one. If anyone can think of a movie with a good workout montage, in it, suggest it here, and I'll add it to my poll for Monday. But
Absolutely.
I think that's what I need to do to get my fat ass moving.
And Jessica Guajardo says, don't forget to hit that like button.
Please do.
Thank you, sweetie.
Please do. Wherever you happen to be watching right now, definitely appreciate it. I'm not kidding. There's clearly some trolls that are, just the ones and the twos, coming and hitting the down vote without leaving a comment, without, any kind of a critique, just being a jerk. And it's a little frustrating. I know people say, well, it's still engagement. It may be, but it's disheartening. It's disincentivizing to me. This streaming thing really forces you to get out of yourself and put on a bit of bravado that you may not always feel. So it really does help when you guys encourage us.
Absolutely. So one of the things that Troy has expanded on his channel is every weekday at noon Central Time, he does a segment called Liquid Lunch. Every day it's a new topic. Fridays he will be telling you about the drink of the week. So he'll be showing you he'll tell you what the drink is, and then what's involved in putting it together. And
if I can find it, a history on it, I'm not like Max Miller or anything like that. I'm not as good with the research and stuff. And sometimes some of these drinks, different clubs and pubs will lay claim to the drink, and it's sometimes pretty hard to weed through all the apocrypha out there. But I'll do my best. I do my best.
And real quick, I want to say hi to DJ Knight. How you doing, sweetie?
Hey, DJ. Good to see you.
So do you know what your drink for this week is going to be? I mean, that's tomorrow, so you got to come up with something. You've already done Brown Mumbler.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might just do a straight whiskey, which means I got to do a little. There's a lot I can talk about whiskey. In fact, for Christmas, you had gotten me. Was it Christmas or my birthday? You got me a number of books specifically about whiskey. So
I had gotten you something like 5 or 6 different books for kind of like bartending books, or one of them. Yeah, I think one of them was the history of whiskey.
Yeah, so I don't know. I might do that,
or maybe you can show us how to make a proper martini.
It depends on how I feel tomorrow. I also have to think through, what my topic is for Friday night. So I kind of want to just go. I don't want to say go with the flow, but go with what I think fits the topic for the night. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say that I am still, and I'm glad you brought this up, because even though I mentioned that I was going to be doing, the liquid lunches, I didn't really get into the thought process behind it. And it's probably for the best, because I've been kind of refining the thought process behind it as I've been doing them. To some degree, I am kind of deciding on the day what it is I want to talk about, because oftentimes, and sometimes it's Mark Melnikoff who sends me an article that gets me either riled up or, just something I want to talk about. Sometimes it's Nate. Nate sends articles every now and again too. And usually it's something that I feel like spending an hour talking about, rather than, turning it into a Geeky Geezer's article or whatever.
Based on this comment from Jessica Guajardo, where he says, today and tomorrow will be the 81st anniversary of the invasion of Normandy, aka D-Day.
That is true.
So, is there a drink with like bomber or something in the title that you can make?
Yeah. What would be
apropos?
What would be a good drink to celebrate the invasion of?
Or is there a drink called Invasion? Alexa, is there a drink called Invasion?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. There isn't a drink with that name currently.
Somebody specifically went out of their way to write an article and say, we don't have a drink called Invasion. Alexa, is there a drink called D-Day?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. There isn't a drink with that name currently.
Okay, this is really weird.
Alexa, is there a drink with the word bomber in the title?
From recipes.net. The bomber drink is a unique and flavorful beverage that is known for its energizing properties.
Okay, but the Normandy, the storming of the beaches of Normandy it was less about bombing and more about, amphibious troops. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Bombing going on? I saw the movie.
Yeah, I'll think about it. But yeah, I am trying to find, like a running theme. Like I like the idea of Tuesdays being a just kind of a free for all, just Tuesday talk and just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But I haven't, and Friday talking about what drink I'm going to have for the night. That seems pretty appropriate as well. But so far I have yet to come up with something that I think fits the Monday, Thursday and Wednesday slots. I'll come up with some thoughts. I don't know yet.
Booger 414 says you can make a drink themed around trucks or convoys since the song took place in the dark of the moon on the 6th of June in Kenworth, Holland log.
That is true. And we got a great big convoy rocking.
Of course, I was looking at that on my YouTube rather than pulling it up in EVMux. There we go.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. I'll think about that one. I like that. That's good.
Jesse Guajardo says, how about liberation? How about drink Liberation of France?
Is there a drink called Liberation of France? Let me ask. Alexa, is there a drink called Liberation of France?
I don't have an answer for that.
You don't know much about drinks, do you, girl? Damn, we got to program you with alcohol in mind. Seriously. Anyway.
That's what Google's for.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's exactly right. But yeah, I feel like the midday streams have been going really well because I've been noticing that I get a lot of people coming in that I don't usually see like on Fridays or during Geeky Geezers or whatever. So I'm wondering if that might be because of the time slot. Maybe people are able to make it.
There is a cocktail, Liberté cocktail, inspired by the French national motto, Liberté.
The French national motto, "We surrender."
Yeah. This variation of a martini features Lillet Blanc and Hendrick's gin with orange bitters.
I do have Lillet Blanc.
Do you have orange bitters? I know you have bitters.
I do have orange bitters. Of course I do.
There you go.
Yeah. That might be something to look at because now
let me put this into your MeWe so you have it.
Yeah.
There's also a Liberty lemonade cocktail. This cocktail blends lemonade and bourbon and is embodied and is described as embodying the spirit of freedom and zest for life, with a blend of tangy sweetness and subtle warmth. I'll give you both of these.
Well, that does sound interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Okay, I'm going to MeWe these to you.
Alrighty. So there you go.
Yeah, Troy's not on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, but I'm only there really because I'm a mod in certain groups, so that's the only reason I still stick around.
I honestly did try to I had an ID on Facebook. I kept getting hacked and I couldn't get any help from Facebook, so I just said F it and I quit. I left. I'm done. I tried and I'm done. So there you go.
There is actually a drink called Storming the Beach.
Okay, there we go.
It's Hamilton rum, plantation rum, Falernum. I don't know what Falernum is. grapefruit juice, freshly squeezed lime juice, cinnamon, cumin syrup, bitters that I can't pronounce, and the garnish is a flaming lime shell.
Wow. Why don't you send me that? It sounds pretty complicated. I'll see what I can do with that. I'll see about that one.
Okay, just sent that one to you too.
All right.
Things we do.
The beach. Anyway, so yeah, so I was starting to say, yeah, I do feel like I've been getting some great responses and a lot of people showing up to Liquid Lunch that I haven't seen in some of the other streams. So I think maybe people can make it at certain times and not at others. So maybe it's worth,
yeah,
diversifying
absolutely.
the times that I stream. So we'll see how it can, goes, how it continues going forward. So, but yeah, there you go.
Where's my little thingy at? I want to say hello to Clue, which I just saw.
Liquid Lunch is good, says Clue. Yes, Liquid Lunch is the best kind of lunch, as Aged Boomer says.
There we go. So I was looking for that. It's like, and Geek Flag with Nate celebrates 7 months of membership.
Thank you so much, Clue.
And hi, Tori. I think got a little typo there. You mixed up the O and the R.
Oh, okay.
You're now Tori.
I remember my mom used to have a T-shirt for a baseball player named Joe Torre.
Did he?
Don't remember what team he was on. Was it the Cardinals? I don't remember now. I was never really much of a sports ball kind of guy.
And hello to Deleted Scenes.
Good to see you, buddy.
And Curtis Selby has also been a member for 7 months.
Wow, you guys have been so loyal. So much appreciated.
And he says, really. Storm the sex on the beach.
Storm the sex on the beach. There you go.
And for anyone that is just joining us, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, I'd appreciate it.
Please do.
Just make sure I haven't missed any comments. So basically, Liquid Lunch is a different topic every day.
Mm-hmm.
When I share out the stream, I'll put the topic name in there so that you can see at a glance what it is. Or you can actually just go to his channel and see what the topic of the day is.
And generally, it's a topic that I feel compelled to talk about at the time. So, it can get a little ranty once in a while. But, I think sometimes people get a kick out of hearing me get a little bent out of shape and ranty sometimes.
Yeah. And I know. I transpose letters all the time. For the life of me, I cannot spell the word from without first spelling it as form.
Yeah.
And I always have to go back and switch the 2 letters around. Don't know why that one word always trips me up. So, yeah, I totally get that. But do you know what your topic is for tomorrow?
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's right, the drink. You don't know what drink you're doing yet.
CluuStudio says, I wanted to mention at the end of Liquid Lunch today that the movie Passenger describes why a robot bartender is a bad idea. I've never seen that movie. I will have to check it out. See what the rationale is there.
Oh, and over to my side this way is our big screen TV.
Yeah.
So when I turn my head to look that way, it's because the words are bigger. Easier to see.
Right.
We're blind.
I should be there from the beginning on Monday. No mystery movie night next week. Okay. Cool. Fair enough.
Absolutely. Clue has been a member on your stream for 7 months.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Thank you, my friend. And Deleted is one of my VIP members. VIP members receive VIP treatment on members movie night. He gets to, if he so chooses, he can join me in the studio as, I guess commentator or whatever, which is, for him, a great way to promote his channel. Like, he
Yep.
doesn't do that like every stream we do together, but salute. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've gotten some great feedback from a lot of you guys. You seem to be enjoying the thumbnails that I've been doing for Geeky Geezers. Geeky Geezers, I just do a collage. What I meant to say was for Liquid Lunch. Liquid Lunch, of course, I'm doing what do you call it? AI generated. I hate calling it AI because it's not AI, but I'm generating the artwork out of Midjourney, and I've, for the most part, kind of enjoyed it and kind of liked the results.
And Curtis, Selby celebrating 11 months of membership on your channel.
11 months. Wow. Coming up on a year. Well, coming up on a year because we may be coming up on a year that I've actually been monetized. So there you go. That's pretty wild.
Let's see. Let me go to my little handy dandy thingy bobby. I became monetized right at the end of October of last year. And you became monetized
some months earlier.
I want to say, like maybe 5-6 months before that, something like that.
Yeah, because I remember we were trying to get your watch time up. That was the thing we were trying to overcome. I had a badge for being Ryan Roger Athay's first member. Then he was, deplatformed, we know, which is probably another, great pivot point for us to remind you. Rumble link is below, X link is below, because I generally multi-stream to those platforms as well.
CluuStudio says July for you.
So it was July. Okay. That sounds about right. So we're coming up on a year anniversary. How cool is that? Maybe I'll have to do something special for something special.
Drinks for everyone.
July. Well, yeah. I am helping a friend try to get his channel monetized, but it is an uphill battle. Yeah. And Curtis can tell you sometimes it's harder than other times. You've got to get whatever the minimum number of subscribers is.
Yeah. So Booger, what I want to know is your friend lacking in subscribers or watch hours or what? How can we help?
Or both. Yeah.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah.
And would your friend be interested in coming on Thursday Things, and we can try
promote
and boost
the channel? Yeah.
Promote the channel, exactly.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah, I'm always looking for guests.
Yeah. So, did you know that me and Marilyn Monroe have something in common? We both have Coke bottle figures, except mine is a 2-liter. There you go. And welcome, Nate. Good to see you, my friend.
It's like, I need you to bring up comments because I can never find them when I'm trying to find them.
A little of both, but he also has a producer who has some strange ideas. Depending on what you mean by strange ideas, sometimes thinking outside the box can be a good thing, but
and we celebrate weird here.
But you also have to be marketable, right?
Okay, his channel is a political commentary show,
so that's going to be really hard for you to get monetized on YouTube. Ask Curtis about that. You might do better to focus more on Rumble. In fact, if he doesn't have a Rumble channel, why not? Because you're literally monetized from day one. You put up a video, you get a subscriber, you're monetized. Obviously, you don't make a lot of money there because, it's generally proportionate to your watch time. But YouTube, has you jump through all the hoops. Rumble says, nope, as long as you're doing content, you deserve to earn monetization. Which,
well, they did lower from 1,000 subscribers to 500 because,
And they continue to make money off the backs of other people's work. Just saying. Yep, politics is super tough. Rumble would be better for them, whichever side they are on, or even if they don't have a side. That's an excellent point. YouTube doesn't care if you say certain no words, regardless of whether or not they a real person would actually be approving of what you say. Doesn't matter. It's YouTube. It's run by robots.
Okay, now I gotta.
I've been trying to get him into multiple platforms. That is one of the weird ideas. The producer fights us on streaming to more than one site. Then I'm sorry, your producer's a moron. There is zero reason for that. That's not strange. That's just stupid.
Because it's like Viva Fry and Robert Barnes. They talk politics all the time. And what they do is they start off on YouTube and they're simulcasting on Rumble. And then they're like, okay, we're going straight over to Rumble. And then they just stop on YouTube. And so like for the first, the first hour they're on YouTube? And then they switch completely over to Rumble. And like, we're switching over now. So go over to Rumble and you can hear the rest of our commentary. And they've got so many people going over there.
And Curtis made most of my money on Patreon and some on Rumble.
None on YouTube.
None on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing. A Subscribe Star or Patreon type platform is a great way for people to support what you do. Sadly, I won't always have time to listen to Liquid Lunch while I'm at work. It's a busy hour, so I have to catch up. But that's fine because it is just a 1 hour show, and they do stand on their own pretty well. Clue says, I have the subs to apply for monetization, but not the watch hours. Clue, one thing I realized when I was in the same situation, you're like me, you are a mostly live stream type of show. It really does help to start getting standalone videos up. If you can get consistently 1 or 2 standalone videos up per week, it helps a lot. But then it's also, pushing people to, hey, come watch my channel, let it run. It really would help me to get monetized. It really, really does.
Nate says there's a YouTuber called Philip DeFranco. For years, he had like shock jock content on his channel. As soon as he got monetized, he changed it to what he really wanted. That was a news program.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Yes, they use code words because just like, Soviet bloc Russia, you can't use certain words. It's just how the censorship works, and it's ridiculous. And honestly, I do feel like that's going to change. There is going to be a change eventually, and that change may just come from people migrating from YouTube to other platforms, to be honest with you. I watch them and have suggested that format. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, as long as EVMAX doesn't kick me out. Yes, exactly. And speaking of Aged Boomer, there you go, my friend. Roll up your sleeves and have a seat. And Clue says that's what I plan to do. Don't remember which of my pieces of advice you might have been referring to, but good. Set up some playlists on your stuff. That's the other thing too, because if someone comes to your channel and there's a specific topic that they enjoy and you have multiple topics, it would help if they could just go to your playlist and just hit play all on a playlist,
Exactly. Like I've got my stuff segmented out for Thursday things, retro cinema, and then of course my standalone videos are just my standalone videos. And I want to say hello to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights.
Okay, so Curtis says Yahtzee, Koof. Yes. Curtis says corn, yes. Small hats? I don't know that one. And unalive, yes. I know that one too. it's ridiculous that you've got to, go through all this. I don't like Yahtzee. I first off, I feel like it's too close in sound, so I think it's going to eventually be a problem as well. But I prefer to call them what they truly are, the German National Socialists. See, I'm gonna believe until I see otherwise. YouTube is going to have a hard time censoring the word socialist or socialism, since it does seem that they want to espouse that worldview.
For unalive, there's also living the dirt life.
Well, then you could be talking about Pigpen from the Peanuts. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, hey everyone, happy Thursday, and happy Thursday to you as well. Nate says YouTube's problem is for years they were the only game in town, and they think they can do whatever they want, but now Rumble is looking like true competition. It's not quite there yet, but it is happening. Your analysis is spot on there, Nate.
Okay, Clue says small hats equals chosen people of the nation of Easy.
Oh, gotcha. Because of the yarmulke. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that.
So I will give you a little preview of a topic that I am planning for next week. I'm not sure which day it will be, but we talked earlier this week about how common sense, actually it was just yesterday, how common sense isn't as common as it used to be. And I couched it in terms of toys and warning labels and what people consider dangerous in terms of what they allow their children to play with. And I went off on a minor screed about, it's not up to Hasbro and Mattel to, make sure that the right age children that are capable of not, stuffing things up their nose or down their throats, get them. That's up to the parents. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the stupidity that I see in this world, and how more people are stupid than you realize, and it's partly by design. We're going to talk about that next week.
And I want to say hello to Age Boomer. How you doing, Boomer?
Good to see you, buddy. Funny thing is that as much as Rumble is mostly politics, I found a sci-fi channel there that led me back to YouTube and ultimately to a community of creators, including this channel. Well, that's very interesting. I'd love to know if you can remember what the channel was. I'm always curious how people find the channel. If it's just a random suggestion, or if they were watching one channel and that channel led them to another, and so forth. These days, common sense is as rare as pure gold. And if we keep going the way that we are, it will be as rare as a unicorn. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Look, you can't change other people. You can only change yourself. But you have to have enough self-awareness to address things in yourself. You've got to have the humility. For I don't know how many years, June was Pride Month. Well, what we need is a month to think about humility. That's what we really need, to kind of step back and say, maybe I'm not always right. Maybe I need to look in the mirror and reevaluate from time to time. It's called critical thinking. No legendary rocket firing Boba Fett. That's what I talked about on Liquid Lunch yesterday, specifically that, and the history of the Battlestar Galactica and how that affected the rollout of Boba Fett and the Shogun Warriors, and a number of other toys from the 70s.
Didn't you eventually get a Boba Fett with the rocket firing thingamabobby?
Yes, I got a number of them. You had gotten me one from the I'm not sure if it was the vintage collection or not, but Hasbro created an updated, new generation Boba Fett, and they incorporated a firing backpack mechanism similar to the one that would have been in the original Boba Fett, but instead of the little tiny, and actually I don't think this is a bad idea, it was a much longer one. So there was actually two. You would have one that was just small, so you could, it didn't fire out, and you could pose it and have it looking like your original Boba Fett, and one that had a longer one with a ratchet on it, and it engaged the spring mechanism and would fire, and it didn't fire really well, but it was kind of neat. If you wanted to, you could cut it down so that you didn't have the longer piece behind it. But a boutique store called Pro System Custom Figures, you can go there right now and get it. They have a reproduction of the original Boba Fett as he looked in the 70s, reproducing the firing backpack with the J slot firing mechanism. You can get it with the same paint scheme as the original, as it came out in 78 or 79 or whatever year it was. You can get it in the paint style of the holiday special, so the blue, gray, and yellow, and you can get it in the paint style of the original prototype, the Kit Bash version. So I don't have all of those. I just have the one that looks like the holiday special, because I'm big on the holiday special figures. Just
there it is. I was looking for that. I just made Geek Flag with Nate A. Mod, and he says thank you, and gave me a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, sweetie. It was long overdue. I actually thought you were a mod, and I'm like, okay, why is your name green instead of blue?
Samuel Proctor's been with us for a long time. He followed Aged Boomer and
I'm not
Netter.
touching you. Put up whatever it was you had up.
And
I actually took it
Aged
down.
Boomer, Netter, and myself from a certain professor's channel that introduced us all to each other. Don't know how that community's still going. I'm still persona non grata with him for whatever reason, but because I'm just such a bastard, I guess. Clue says, I discovered you during an interview with Tom Conkle about Island in the Stars. There you go.
It's like I saw one further up. You know what? I'm just going to look at the YouTube, because it's so much. It's right there.
Tim says, idea for Saturday morning or early afternoon show, Saturday Schlock Fest with Troy and Netter. I'll think about that. Right now, I've been doing. I don't think it's going to be a regular thing, but I've been a semi-regular guest on Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. He's got a film rewatch that he does on Saturday afternoons. But yeah, and that's a great suggestion, though. I'll think about it.
Okay, so now the
one that did we say hi to Sashi?
I did.
Hello, Sashi.
Not out loud because you were talking, but
sorry.
Hi, Sashi.
Sorry.
And Burr says, Anna Derivative Jill was on Rumble. Then I found her on YouTube. By some route from her to Mike Sue's 4, then to Charlotte Nightstar, who sends daily tweets about this and a few other channels.
Wait, who said that?
Booger 414.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yep, that's a lot of names that I know, so there you go.
And hi, Lizzie Armstrong. How you doing, sweetie?
And
if I have forgotten to say hello to someone, let me know, because I never want to miss saying hello to my sweeties.
One of the panelists on Jacen's stream wondered where our Gluttony Month or any other of the 7 passions. Right. I did comment there are more things to take pride in. other than you know what. Yes, I actually made that same comment on X. I said, we've got a Pride Month. Do we need which actually in a lot of ways pretty much doubles as a lust month, because that's really what they are celebrating, is who they like to engage in bedroom activities with. The idea of taking pride in who you like to have sex with makes zero sense to me. Why we should take pride in that, I have no idea. But yes, it's absolutely true. Should we have a wrath month and a gluttony month and
Yeah.
what?
Sasha said, me and some other dudes spent the beginning of the month talking to a dude online. His wife went nuts and destroyed his custom-built Gundam models. Happy Men's Mental Health Month. Wow.
Yep.
She has issues.
That's the other thing I did share out on X, that I want to say it was since 1994, June has been Men's Health Month.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know that, I wonder why. Just saying,
Like I said, since I have trouble finding the thing that I want to pull up, I'm just going to read it right off of YouTube. Nate said, if Rumble really wanted to be competition to YouTube, they should also make it a lot easier to get in contact with someone when you have a problem.
True. Me and some other dudes spent the beginning of the month talking to...
That's what I just said.
Sorry. Well, I'm actually going through the comments, so...
I can never find the ones I want.
Booger's going to be leaving for a bit. Heading home from work. Oh, be careful. Be careful going home. May tune back in when I get home. We will probably be wrapping up very shortly, Booger, but if you want to, catch the rewatch, we'd certainly appreciate it. Happy June month. That works.
Yeah. And hi to Fluff Chick Productions. How you doing, sweetie?
Nate says, if Rumble really wanted to be competition for YouTube, they should also make, you just said, a lot easier to contact. Yeah, and not only that, well, let's face it, YouTube doesn't make it easy for you to contact a human being.
Yeah.
And even if you do, you're going to get a pat answer from them anyway. There's a lot of things about Rumble that they need. There's elements of their... and part of this is not their problem. It's become very clear that the platforms that we use, EVMux and StreamYard and Restream and whatnot, they hate Rumble. They don't want to work with Rumble. It's not a technological problem, and it's not something on Rumble's side. The all of Silicon Valley hates Rumble. That is what Rumble is fighting against.
Huh.
I'm actually considering looking a little closer at Rumble Studios and deciding if I want to start using Rumble Studios going forward. I might. We'll see. Again, there's a learning curve, right?
Mark says November is actually... where'd it go? November is actual National Model Railroad Month.
Fair enough. It's also the month of Life Day and Thanksgiving and what else? I don't know what else. Oh, thank you so much.
And Lady Miss gave a $2 super sticker. The Shiba dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by hearts. Aw.
That really is sweet. Thank you so much.
I like the descriptions of some of these. It's like, oh, is that what that is? Because sometimes it's like, what is that thing supposed to be? Because you can't always tell.
Curtis says, my friends all tried to meet me on my son's first birthday. She would not let any of them enter our house. Then when they gave us toys for our son, she threw them all in the community dumpster while they were watching. God, she really is a psycho, isn't she? My gosh.
Sounds like it.
I would love to talk to a human about my monetization, not to complain, just to figure out what I did wrong. But they won't tell you. They won't. Because that's the worst part, right? It's one thing if you're talking to an AI, right? And you get pat answers. When you talk to humans that just read off of a script, that's even worse. That's even worse.
Okay, this was funny. Geek Flag 8 says the look at Netter's face when Troy keeps reading the chat she already read.
Well, because she doesn't know how to press the button to bring up a chat, it seems.
Yeah, it's like I can't seem to find the ones I want when I want them. And Connie Cleary is celebrating 7 months of membership.
Thank you so much, Connie. Super, super appreciate all of your support. Speaking of support, hit that like button, please. I'm realizing more and more how important it is. It's gotten to the point where when I am watching other YouTube channels, I just automatically hit like on every single video that I watch.
Same here.
The only time I'm going to hit not like is probably because it was the first time I watched a video on that channel, and then I'm going to tell YouTube I don't want to watch this channel anymore.
Yeah, there are a couple. It's like, okay, let me check this one out. It seems interesting. And then you go there and they're going off on rants that are just like, nothing to really do with anything. It's like, yeah, don't want to watch this one.
But
I'll pass.
Yeah. Anyway. But I don't know. That's really all I had for thoughts I had to talk about. Have you
figured out from the different drinks suggested which one you're going to do for tomorrow?
Not yet. I'll figure it out before I go live tomorrow, probably. There is a great reprieve at the moment. I just got laid off of my job and job searching again. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. I know it's rough. If you're on the model kit forum, you would be surprised how many unhinged people there are. Model kits are considered childish despite all the skills and effort that go into the hobby.
Wow.
Well, I have done model kits and I love them. They're not like a huge hobby of mine. But no, not so much that I would be on any of the forums. But Mark Malnikoff does go on pages and forums for model railroads specifically. And yeah, right now there's a lot of people in those hobbies that are having real psychotic meltdowns about, tariffs and whatnot. And I'm sorry, we've had generations that have decided that they would rather build the infrastructures of other third world countries rather than our own. And then when a trade war starts, they're screwed. You can't get your cheap tchotchkes. Too bad. Sorry. Don't need these things to live. Really don't. The model kit types are tough. In the Line of Fire taught us that. Speaking of which, I am so used to Monogram and Ertel model kits. I've only just recently started seeing what is the name of the Japanese company that does the Star Wars models? They're kind of like
I know which one you mean too.
They're kind of like you don't necessarily have to use glue for them. They are phenomenally detailed. Just very, very interesting. A whole different paradigm in how their models are done.
Oh, Sashi says Bandai.
Oh, yes, Bandai. Thank you. My friend Whiskey Flats is part of a model train club. There you go. Jesse Guajardo says, I built my fair share of model kits from World War II tanks, warships, and Bandai Gundam. There you go. I built a Bandai R2 because it was in scale with the 6-inch figures and significantly cheaper and better articulation than the Hasbro 6-inch figures. So because that's just what I wanted.
And Lady Miss says, enjoying the show, then hit the thumbs up and smash that. Hit the thumbs up, smash that like. I'm trying to read those tiny letters. Then do a little dance.
Yes. Mark Malnikoff says, actually, Troy, trains are in my blood, so they are needed. Ask Julie what she dealt with when when we first got married, and I took my layout down to make room for her studio apartment. Yeah, but as you've pointed out, you've got other options. You don't specifically have to get them from overseas. Bandai just recently got reissued the license for Star Wars. They lost it for 2 years. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I want to say hello to Orville Nation.
PJ, good to see you, my friend.
Nice to see you.
Thomas Sowell, definitely a channel you should be following. The man is brilliant. Has changed my mind on Trump's tariffs now that it's clear that he's actually using it like a bargaining tool, changing incentives rather than a blunt hammer that will stay forever. Yeah, I've talked about this too. I can even say more generally, people, and Mark will tell you, I've talked to him about this, and he's kind of seen the truth of what I've said about this. People try to take Trump at face value, and that's always wrong. He never means what he literally said. There was a big dust-up, apparently, about, I guess Trump shared out some post about Biden, some crazy conspiracy theory about Biden. You know, I don't remember if they said he died years ago and he was replaced by an AI or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And it's like, if you honestly believe he means that literally, you are a moron. You know, I mean, I understand that Poe's law means sometimes it can be hard to tell when people are being satirical and when they're telling a joke and when they're being serious. But there are sometimes it's pretty damn obvious, you know, and he does things like that to rile people up, to kind of self-own them. Oftentimes he will say something that is a literal misdirect, and you will come out and you will start, you know, quoting things to prove him wrong, and in so doing, you might look into something and realize something you didn't realize before, and it's exactly the thing he wanted you to understand. But when you think about, you know, global trade, and you think about, well, I mean, put the dollars and cents aside. Right? Let's just think, can we agree that slavery is a bad thing? You know, because we still hear about it, you know, hundreds of years after the, what is it? Over 100 years after we abolished slavery, fought a war over it in this country, and Reconstruction and, you know, all the other strife that we've gone through in this country because of it. Slavery bad, right? Well, not if it means I can get my cheap tchotchkes in China. I'll use their slave labor. That's not on me. Okay, fine, you hypocrite. Whatever, you know? Just saying. So let's be a little bit intellectually honest when it comes to stuff like that.
Excuse me.
Bandai also has SH figures. Is that superheroes? Art of Star Wars figures. Okay, well, I'll look into it. And find out what we're talking about. I'm getting all the want needs from eBay. Yeah, because people are selling secondhand and whatnot. Absolutely. Not to mention all the brilliant crafters that are making things right here in the United States. I am finding more and more that the fans are doing the best work. I believe Bandai lost the license because of complaints from other holders. Okay. Like Arthur Fonzarelli hitting the jukebox. Hey. People don't realize that model building can be quite therapeutic and educational. That's true. My dad always loved model trains, but he couldn't afford to get into the hobby. It is a costly one, yes. For his 48th birthday, we got together and bought him a full model train set with smoke and everything. That's cool. That is cool.
That is cool.
Who won the streaming wars? Do we have an article about that, Boomer? We'll talk about it on Sunday if you want to. First time I saw my father tear up. That's sweet. That is sweet.
So we're getting sneak peeks of what they're going to be talking about on Geeky Geezers.
See, this and this is why I love Clue. He and I speak the same language on these things. Yeah, no, Trump literally never actually said that. That's the worst part about it. We have, and this is why people have learned not to believe the mainstream media. They take something he said, they twist it, and then they repeat this fallacy, this lie about what he said, and it's like that's not what he said. Like, do you all remember when Sarah Palin said, "I can see Russia from my house"? Because she never said it. That was a joke that Tina Fey, playing a parody of her, said on Saturday Night Live, and people kept repeating it over and over again as if she said it. What she actually said was that you can see the coast of Russia from some parts of Alaska. And that is true. On a clear day, you can.
Only thing I know about Alaska is that trucker show, Ice Road Truckers.
Yep.
It's actually a pretty decent show. You start watching it, and some people start to be your favorites. Other ones you're like, that guy's a jerk. I don't like him.
Let's see. United States actually abolished slavery before most European countries, and there are African nations to this day that slavery is legal, I think is what you meant to say, because that is true. That is still true. Plus, okay, I'm sorry. I can't parse the I can't parse what we're trying to not say here. I'm just not that clever. I've been building model kits for almost 40 years now. Definitely helps me with stress relief. I get you. That's actually a good point. I have to agree with the guys over at Midnight's Edge. Sony won the streaming wars because they didn't have a streaming service.
For the one you couldn't figure out, Deleted was saying plus bootlegs. But
I
don't condone that publicly.
Well, look, when it comes to things that you cannot obtain, if you have a problem with me getting a bootleg, then you should probably legally release the thing so I can buy it, because I will, you know.
I mean, that's what sailing on the high seas is
exactly.
all about.
I was thinking of a different kind of streamer. Oh, okay, fair enough.
And then there's the people who are so up in arms because of like you want a little sword or something for your action figure and you're getting it from somebody who's doing a repro, and it's like, oh no, you can't do repros. It's like,
are you,
get over yourself.
Samuel Procter, are you old enough to remember Yakov Smirnov? In Soviet Russia, truck drive you.
Yes.
You know, the state of Alaska has more alcoholics than any state in the United States. Probably because they're close to Russia and they can get vodka that easily. I'm joking, of course. Unless it turns out that there's some truth in that, then I'll take credit for it.
And hello to JoesAtmosfere.
It talks about William Wilberforce and his eventually successful efforts to abolish slavery on the island of Britain. There you go. Lessons I learned from Troy in 2020. 1, always go to the source for facts, not the media. 2, stop believing every headline. Stop right there. Anyone who has ever read a headline and then actually read the article oftentimes will find that the headline and the article do not match. Yeah. The headline is invariably clickbait. And if you go repeating it as though it's true, you look like an idiot. look close. And number 3, look closely at that so-called party you trust. Yes. Do they really represent your interests, or are you just voting for a D or an R?
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll through it. It's like the chat window in EVMux isn't as big as the one in StreamYard. I'm sorry, in StreamYard. So it's like I can see like
you can make it wider.
No.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Longer. It's this kind of little box. I can only see 2 comments.
I'm not old enough to know who the crap you just mentioned, Troy. I just heard those kinds of Soviet jokes in junior high 10 years ago. Well, there you go. You've just learned. Those jokes are a reference to a stand-up comedian who I don't even know if that was his real name or if that was just his stage name. Yakov Smirnoff. He made all these jokes as though, he had defected here from Soviet Russia, and he would make jokes about, growing up in Soviet Russia.
Yep, and then Lester says, so I can read it.
One of my favorite South Park episodes is the Streaming Wars more than the Panderverse. Yes. 30 Days of Nighttime makes Alaskans drink more. The bars never close. Yeah, it's also a great place for vampires to live. I learned that from a certain movie, which was based on a comic, I do believe. In talking about my dad, I just realized I am older than my father when he passed. He was 50, so you're over 50. Yeah, exactly.
And you're all still young, and I'm older than all of y'all.
Well,
I don't look it, but I am.
There you go. But all right, I had intended to allow Netter to wrap the show up more than 10 minutes ago, and I got sidetracked. But the best way that I could possibly get sidetracked by reading all your comments. That really is the best part of streaming, whether it's Wednesday or Friday or Thursday things or liquid lunch or whatever it is. It's hanging out with you guys that's really the most fun.
Absolutely. And while you're here, please show the love and hit that thumbs up.
So my ex-wife and I went to something called Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage. For real, Yakov Smirnoff was in the audience. He isn't acting with his laugh. He actually laughs like that. That's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Actually, it's funny because Netter actually has met a lot of stand-up comedians from her time working at the Improv.
Yeah.
She used to hang out with what's his name? The one that's in the all of the Adam Sandler films.
Dave Spade?
Well, yeah, him too, but that's not who I was thinking of.
Right. You said Adam Sandler. Yeah. What's his name? Why am I drawing a blank?
Back when you knew him, he did a bit called Elvis on a Fish Hook, but most people...
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, they used to be at the Improv all the time. Rob Schneider, David Spade, what's the fellow? Jay Johnson.
Yep.
Brad Garrett.
I liked the ventriloquist you just said. What's his name?
Jay Johnson?
Jay Johnson, yeah, I liked him. He was good. Was he the same one that was on...
he was on Soap.
He was on Soap, yeah. I thought so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But... And I was younger than Netter was, so I didn't get to see these people at the Improv. I had to watch Evening at the Improv on HBO to see their routines.
Yeah, it's like, and now if I can catch them, there's the comedian called Fluffy. It's this really big Hispanic guy. Mm-hmm. He's hilarious. And I love, when I can catch him, I love watching his stuff. There's another one too, and I can't remember his name. This is
a great point. I was just thinking this too. A lot of these comedians that I really enjoyed back in the day that really made me laugh have mostly gotten away from comedy and gotten more political. Rob Schneider at least has maintained his humor and still does, comedy bits, albeit from a more right-leaning kind of perspective. But two other comedians who I really liked back when they performed at the Improv, both of them ended up turning lesbian and moving to another country, and that's Ellen DeGenerate and what's the other one, the one that played Betty Rubble, the fat chick, whatever her name is.
It's not Roseanne, it's the other one.
Right, it's Rosie O'Donnell.
It's like I was picturing her face and I couldn't remember her name.
So so just saying, don't know. Yeah, exactly. Clue, Rosie. Right.
Yeah, Sashi says
Rosie the retard, exactly.
A lot of comedians just work in retail. Yeah, I get that.
But
of course, Fluffy's real name is Gabriel Iglesias.
That's a great name. Why call him Fluffy?
Because he's a big guy, Fluffy.
He's
big
I get
and
it.
fluffy.
I get it. There you go. But
and he calls himself Fluffy.
So you guys know tomorrow I'll be talking about my drink, whatever I decide it's going to be. But tomorrow night I'll have a very special guest from the entertainment industry, James Reckert, who you guys probably know as Man Hands from that Seinfeld episode. He's going to talk a little bit about his history in Hollywood, in front of and behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I think you're going to find his stories from behind the scenes very insightful. So that's tomorrow night. Saturday night, we'll be watching, is it Frequency? Yep. Frequency with Dennis Quaid over on Netters Network. And of course, Saturday, Geeky Geezers, where
Sunday.
Did I say Saturday?
You said
I
Saturday.
meant Sunday.
Sunday is Geeky Geezers.
I meant Sunday. But I was also thinking that I've got to make sure I've got this set up to send you guys over to Deleted Scenes for coming attractions, because there's no way I can keep in my, scattered little head what he's got going on as well as what I've got going on. Hell, I can't even remember what days I'm streaming on. That's how bad I've got.
You're streaming every single day, though, sweetie.
Yeah, I know.
So Monday, do you have a movie in mind for?
I said I'm going to get the poll up. It's going to be. I'm going to ask you guys to decide between. Why am I not? Do you just type in deleted scenes?
I typed in deleted scenes coming attractions, and I got it. Do you want me to give you the link, sweetie?
No, I got it. There it is. Got it. Saved.
Yeah, so if you stay right
here, where you're at, assuming you're on YouTube, we will forward you to deleted scenes. Otherwise, you're going to have to go there yourself. But make sure you go over there and say hi for us.
Yeah, and if you are in Rumble, give a thumbs up over there too, just so we know you're there.
Exactly.
Sasha says, has anyone seen the puppet comedian Randy Feltface? I don't know that one.
Randy Feltface. I have not even seen. That's very interesting. His puppet is very distinct. I'll look into him. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but I'll check him out.
Jesse says they have.
Apparently, the guy's name is Heath McIver. Interesting. I'll take a look at that.
Cool.
But there you go. And, if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure you check out Floral from Under a Rock. There's other people right here on this platform that are doing some great comedy. So, and that's all I got. And I'll just shut up so you can wind down the show. Sorry.
No.
This is why I do this, because I got a gift of gab. Well, maybe it's not a gift. Maybe it's a curse. I don't know.
Like Monk, it's a blessing and a curse.
You'll thank me later when I shut up.
Since we just did the rundown for the week. Actually, do we know what we're doing on Tuesday for?
Yes, part 2 of Dune, followed by
Blake
the
7.
next episode of Blake 7.
And next Thursday, I'm not sure if the person that I wanted for this week is going to make it next week, so I'll have to let you know on that.
Yep. So we will see.
And I'm supposed to be a guest on someone's show. I think it's next Wednesday, although it might be the Wednesday after because the guy wasn't super clear.
Yeah.
So
communication, people, it's important.
Yeah, it's like tell me the week after next or whatever. It's like give me a date. I go by dates. So it's like, do you mean the 11th? Do you mean the 18th? Which day do you want me on? I'm happy to do it. I just need to know when. So once I find out the information, I can pass that along too. I think that catches us up for the week. Any final words, darling?
Not at all. I really meant it. I'm done.
Well, of course, y'all know what I always say. Like, share, subscribe, become a member.
Yes. Actually, please do. That really does matter.
But what I really say is, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping the comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're sitting in our family room, passing on popcorn, and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you're here. And that means so much. I love seeing you guys in each of our streams. And if I don't see you, I miss you. So even if you can't stay for the whole stream, if you can pop in and just say hi so we know you're okay, that's all we ask. So thank you for that. And thank you for the many, many ways that you support our channels. Not just being here, but you guys drop the likes, you shared our streams, you do the super chats, super stickers, you've become members. It means so much. Everything that we get monetarily for our streams, I know at least for me and Troy, we're trying to do everything we can to make our channels better, make our content better for you. Because we do this for you. This isn't for us. This is for you. And we want you to enjoy it, and we want you to keep coming back. So thank you so very much for being here, for being a part of our family, for all of your support. And until next time, good night and God bless. And remember, stay right here for Julie's coming attractions. Bye.
Network, and it's all for